Hi, we're the Mouse Couple, and we are back from Flower and Garden 2024.
Yes, so many snacks, so many topiaries, so let's get started. So as we said in our last video, our schedule is going to be a bit off for a bit, but wanted to get out the Flower and Garden Festival video in case you are going to Flower and Garden Festival this year. Want to be sure you have our review of everything and whatnot. So diving right on in, there are several new topiaries this year.
Yes.
Whether it be the brand new Groot topiary, there was a Wish topiary that was the big one at the front.
Right at the front.
They moved around quite a few of them. I mean, Miss Piggy randomly in Morocco this year. The Encanto one that used to be in the front is now like in the center of the World Showcase. So always fun.
Figment was not near his ride either.
He wasn't. You're right. He was in the new World Celebration area.
They scrambled everybody around a little bit.
Yes.
Really fun. Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and Donald too, that I don't remember from previous years.
What was your favorite topiary this year?
There are too many.
There were.
I always love Kermit and Piggy. I always love the Pooh and Friends because they're the old style. There's so many really intricate ones now.
Yeah.
The Pooh and Friends are kind of one of the last
actual topiaries.
Last ones hanging on from the really old style that I remember from growing up. So those hold a special place in my heart.
Yeah. One thing I forgot is gone is there was no Remy topiary this year.
There was not. We looked for him.
But I do always like the Beauty and the Beast topiary that they have. So I like that they also kind of expanded on that and added Lumiere and Cogsworth. That was very cute.
Yes, and Cogsworth's pendulum was swinging, which was very fun.
Yeah. There was also a beautiful Tiana display.
Yes.
That was another one of the highlights for this year was the Tiana display in the American Pavilion.
That was probably my favorite, other than the ones I already listed.
Yes. But several topiaries, lots of fun to go around the World Showcase and all of Epcot to find all the topiaries that they have. I will say the Groot one was supposed to be playing music, but it was not working.
Yeah.
And we went fairly early into the festival, so maybe later in the festival they'll get it working, but we shall see.
It wasn't moving. There was no music. It was cute.
Yes. They also brought back again this year the Butterfly Garden, and this was, as always, very cute, very fun to see. The kids in there always have a blast. And
yes, it's always exciting to see the butterflies flying all over.
The kids were very excited about the ones like hatching too.
Yes, there were lots wiggling this year, so
yeah.
Didn't get to see anybody pop out, but lots of people were hanging out waiting to hopefully see a butterfly emerge into the world.
Yeah. And then, what other parts of the festival? We didn't do the Garden Rocks concert series this year. We did not. But we did have several snacks.
We did.
So, jumping into the snacks, from the, what do we have first? Morocco. Tangerine Cafe. I have my list here, so don't forget anything. Tangerine Cafe, we had the Mediterranean flatbread with tremula, roasted vegetables, artichoke, olives, and feta cheese. This one was $6.
I always think the snack is a good value. It was definitely shareable. I don't think we liked it quite as much as the flatbread that we had in the past for Festival of the Arts from Morocco,
Yeah.
but it was still very good. I'd get it again.
This one, they also were not consistent because your parents got one too, and ours looked very different.
Yeah, they looked very, very different.
Ours had all of the sun-dried tomatoes, and like
Ours was more well done.
Yes.
As well.
Very true. But still very good. The flatbreads here typically are very good, and they usually are about that price too. But I agree that the one that we had for Festival of the Arts a few years ago was better.
We keep hoping they bring it back.
Yeah. One of these days they will. And then from the Honey Bistro, hosted by the National Honey Board, we tried 2 items here. One savory, one sweet. I guess kind of both sweet in a way. But the chicken and waffles, which was crispy chicken and a honey sweet cornbread waffle with whipped honey butter and spicy honey. This one was $6.75. This was very good.
Surprisingly spicy, very flavorful.
The cornbread waffle was interesting.
It was like a jalapeno
Yes.
cornbread waffle.
That was the secret spice that I did not anticipate, but very, very good. We'll get that one again. And the other thing we had from the Honey Bistro was the dessert item, which was a honey peach cobbler freeze with streusel. Would not get this one again.
Yeah, this is the only thing we tried through the entire festival that I would not go for again.
Yeah, $5, and it was essentially just a vanilla milkshake.
It was supposed to be honey, supposed to be peach. We couldn't taste either. If we had actively sought out a vanilla milkshake, it would have been good, but
Yeah.
we didn't, so this would be a pass for sure.
Indeed. Another dessert item that we had was from the Epcot Farmer's Feast, and this was the strawberry rhubarb upside down cake with creme fraiche whipped cream for $4.75. And I think we've gotten this in years past. Very good though, as always. Very warm, which was nice.
Warm cake, very yummy.
Yes.
I don't think this would have been great if it had been 100 degrees outside.
True.
But when we were there, it was milder for the weather, so it was just perfect.
Yeah. And then the last item from a booth that we had was from the Swirl Showcase, which is the old Starbucks location before they moved it into the Connections Cafe. It was a liquid nitro honey mascarpone cheesecake with fresh honey, granulated honey, honey mead blueberry compote, and this was $5.25. So more honey stuff, but at a different location than the Honey Bistro. This was phenomenal.
I loved it. We randomly didn't get one that was smashed because they're supposed to freeze it and then whack it.
Yeah.
Ours wasn't whacked, but that was fine.
It was interesting to watch them make it because it's kind of all glass windows. You can just kind of watch them do everything. So they had the cheesecake filling in a bowl that they'd scoop out and scoop into a bowl of liquid nitrogen to freeze it, and then they take it out and then just take a hammer, like a meat tenderizing hammer, and smash it, which was odd. But yeah, I don't know why this was so good.
For some reason, ours didn't get smashed, but I don't think that impacted.
No.
That didn't impact the flavor,
No.
and I don't think it impacted the texture too much, at least.
It basically tasted, because it was frozen, tasted like really, really creamy cheesecake flavored ice cream.
It was really good. I think we could have lived without the compote.
Yeah, it was good on its own, but it did not, the compote combined with the cheesecake took away from the cheesecake.
It just distracted from it.
So we kind of ate those separately. And it was fine. Nothing too extravagant about the compote.
I know some people didn't like this dessert, but we're totally for it.
Yes, I almost went back and got a second one.
Yeah, we joked that we wanted another one.
Like, go out of your way for this one. If there is one thing you were going to get from this festival, get that.
And then if you're going to get another thing, get the chicken and waffles.
Yes. Or, if you're a little bit hungrier, one of the things I was very excited to see this year was at Connections Cafe and Eatery was the hot honey chicken sandwich. And they always have a chicken sandwich at Connections Cafe, or Connections Eatery. The cafe is the Starbucks. Connections Eatery. And the chicken sandwich there is very good. It's brined in pickle juice, kind of has similar flavors to like Chick-fil-A in a way. Huge chicken sandwich, very, very good. We'll get that again for sure. This one is specific to the festival. It is a southern fried chicken sandwich with hot honey and pickles on a brioche bun. I will say it was a lot spicier than I anticipated it being. So if your spice tolerance is fairly low, this might not be the one for you. It's not like unbearably spicy, but it did have a kick. But it's a sweet spicy because the honey kind of balances it out. The one negative I'll say about this though is it was so messy and sticky messy because it's honey. But very good. If that were a menu item to continue to be there beyond the festival, I would get that over the normal chicken sandwich. But either one, you're not gonna go wrong. They're both very, very good and a good size. Because this was $12.49, but that is a quick service meal, including fries and everything. So, good value.
This was the year of honey, though.
This was the year of honey, for sure. Because our three things involve honey.
3 favorites, all honey.
Yeah. We also did the tea tour.
We did.
And a bit different this year, so we didn't get over to the UK until the evening, so didn't see a whole lot of the tea tour as we should have. But we did still walk through the tea garden, and we did still get our prize, which this year was nice because your prize was you get to pick one of the teas you saw in the garden. Mm-hmm. In years past, it's just like, here's a basket of teas, just pick 2. And they were just random teas. But so this year was nice that there were ones that you
specific to the tea garden. So you could see the little cup and go, oh, those are the flowers and herbs that make up this tea.
Yes, I think we got like a chamomile with
vanilla and honey, I thought. Maybe.
More honey.
More honey. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
I think it is. But always fun to do the tea tour, so definitely check that out if you're going to the Flower and Garden Festival. It is free. Mm-hmm. So get a free tea bag and get to see all the tea garden little teacups.
We also did Living with the Land.
Yes.
To see the special displays inside. And just to celebrate the flower and garden-ness of it all.
Yes. Which the displays this year were very strange because usually it's like we're going to throw props that relate to the festival. So for Christmas time, it's like we're going to put like Christmas centerpieces. Yeah. And typically for Flower and Garden Festival in years past, I thought they'd just do like gardening tools randomly strewn about in the greenhouses. But this year was like character themes.
Stories.
So one room was all
Little Mermaid.
One room was Winnie the Pooh. Mm-hmm. And one room was...
We had Alice in Wonderland and then Snow White. And the Seven Dwarfs.
So very strange. But it was cute.
Interesting to see the different things throughout the ride.
Yeah. But like for the Little Mermaid one, there was stuff that was like the hedges were shaped like fins and very strange.
It was just fun. Yeah. They were having fun with it. They were getting in the spirit.
Indeed. But yeah, that was pretty much all for our Flower and Garden Festival day, I think. Mm-hmm. Very long day at Epcot, but...
Missed the garden rocks.
Yeah.
We weren't familiar with the entertainment that evening.
Yeah.
It was a little bit older than us, so... Not that we don't appreciate a good oldie. But by that time, we were tired. Mm-hmm. And it was time to head back to the resort.
Indeed. So yeah, that will do it for us today. So let us know in the comments below if you plan to go to Flower and Garden Festival this year, or if you already have, and what your favorite snack that you tried was. Was it the cheesecake? You know it was. But yeah.
Tune in next time for our January trip.
Yes. So
Going back in time.
Back in time for the January trip in next week's video, but...
Birthday, anniversary, all the fun.
Yeah.
Things like eating at Tiffin's, Crystal Palace, Festival of the Arts. If you liked this festival video, check out the one from the next festival that was the previous festival.
Indeed.
It'll be great.
But that'll do it for us today. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
See you real soon.